Hey everyone, it is Jimmy Liu with Swiss Realty here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the topic that I've seen time and time again. And that topic is why are high income earners leaving their local, more expensive markets, and why are they flocking to Columbus, Ohio to invest here? So, what we're going to do is first, we're going to look at the dilemma that's happening in a lot of these much more expensive real estate markets and why investors are choosing not to invest there anymore. Secondly, we're going to look at Columbus, Ohio as a real estate market. Why are investors coming here and flocking here and wanting to buy real estate here? What makes it such a great real estate investment opportunity? And then, very lastly, we're going to do a case study on a recent deal that I've closed with one of my clients so you can kind of see the numbers, the market rents, ARV comps, the type of neighborhood. So you kind of see what type of deals are available here in Columbus, Ohio. So my goal from this video after you finish it is so for you to understand why Columbus is such a great real estate investment opportunity right now as we speak. So with that being said, let's dive right into the video. So first up, we have the coastal exodus. So what this means is a lot of these coastal cities, the West Coast, the East Coast, a lot of these much more expensive cities, they are not great real estate investment markets anymore, essentially. So what I mean by that is number one, a lot of these markets, again, the Californias, the Oregons, the New Yorks, the New Jerseys, a lot of these coastal cities, these much more expensive cities, they have very high state and local taxes. And because of that, they will severely reduce your net returns on investment properties. Secondly, you have very high barrier to entry. For again, taking California, for example, to find any real estate in California, you're going to be paying at least $800,000. And if you put 25% down payment, that's easily 200, 250K just for the down payment. That doesn't account for any renovations, doesn't account for anything else really. That is just the down payment alone. And on top of that, too, you have a lot of negative cash flowing properties in that market where, again, to find any positive cash flow or the 1% rule just isn't possible anymore. And then next up, you have very tenant friendly laws. So evictions can take 12 plus months in these tenant friendly states and cities. And because of that, to get a bad tenant out, which eventually you probably will have to face in the future after you've done real estate for a long enough time, you will have to go through evictions. But going through eviction that can take 12 to 24 months, that is going to be a huge, huge drain on your wallet. So again, that's not very desirable at all. And then next up is ideally, my recommendation is you always want to expand into multiple markets if possible to mitigate your concentration risk and obviously have a balanced portfolio in this case. So why Columbus, Ohio? So number one, it has a very diverse economy. You have a lot of Fortune 500 companies here, including Nationwide, JP Morgan Chase, you have Cardinal Health, and because of that, you have very stable employment growth. Next up, you have a very central US location where you can access most of the United States all within 1 day's drive. And because of that, location wise, it is very, very key. Next up, you have very landlord friendly laws and evictions here. They will typically take 30 to 45 days at the very most, honestly. So again, very landlord friendly. You will never in a million years have to deal with a 12-month eviction. That's just not a thing that happens here in Columbus, Ohio. And then you also have a very robust investment pipeline. So what that means is there is so much infrastructure and development and companies moving here to Columbus, Ohio and building here as we speak right now. Just to name off a few, you have the Smart Columbus initiatives. You have Intel headquarters being built here. You have Ohio State University, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, LG, Honda, Anduril, again, Nationwide Children's Hospital, and a ton of downtown revitalization projects that are just completely blowing Columbus, Ohio up right now. So again, if I don't know if you guys have ever visited Columbus, but if you ever do decide to visit Columbus, Ohio, you will see that there are a ton of construction cranes all across the city because again, there's so much infrastructure and growth and highways being built right now that again, it is crazy here, and I strongly recommend for you guys to check it out. Okay, next up, we have population and job growth. So here, the annual job growth estimate is 2.1%. You have 920,000 city population estimate, and metro population estimate, you have 2.2 million. So again, Columbus, Ohio, it is a huge city. I just I cannot state that enough. Here in Columbus, it is a very, very big city, but it's kind of just spread out. It has a lot of suburbs, it's a very wide, spread out city, and it is fueled by tech, finance, healthcare, and a lot of manufacturing expansions. And on top of that, too, you also have a lot of migration coming in and a lot of transplants coming in from different cities, different states. A lot of people that don't even live in Ohio originally or born and raised here, a lot of people are just moving to Columbus, Ohio as well too, because there's so much opportunity here and so many more new jobs and companies building here as well too. Okay, next up. We have the affordability advantage here. So what that means is the median home price in Columbus is $265,000 compared to San Francisco and Boston, where the median is $900,000. Long story short, that's a 70% reduction or 70% discount in real estate prices. Property taxes are currently right now 1.5% annually, while insurance costs are very, very affordable. So just to really give you a quick example of that. So I recently helped a client buy a house that was, I would say, 120K for a single family house, hits the 1% rule. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath single family house, around 1,000 square feet. That 120K single family house, that was $70 a month in home insurance. So because of that, home insurance is very, very budget friendly. And the reason why is because there's no crazy natural disasters or anything like that here. And then next up, because you have very low acquisition costs here, you are able to put a lot more capital into renovations and into multiple projects in this case. And then with that being said too, for investment properties that meet the 1% rule in solid neighborhoods, prices will typically range 120 to 180K for single family houses, but for duplexes, they're going to be anywhere from 200 to 250K. So essentially, long story short, if you're looking for cash flowing rental properties, it is still very, very affordable here. Okay. All right. Next up. And on top of that, there's a very strong rental demand. So there's a lot of young professionals here, a lot of medical staff, a lot of investors I know do short-term and mid-term rentals here because there's a massive hospital network here. And on top of that too, you have a lot of university students here. Again, OSU, Ohio State University, one of the biggest universities in the entire world right now. Over 68,000 students are enrolled there. It's one of the biggest educational hubs at this point, and so many companies and students flock to Columbus because of that. So again, you have a lot of corporate inflow from OSU and a lot of major employers. And you have very low vacancy rates, which again, that helps rents out and helps you get more predictable cash flow. And you have, as stated earlier, very landlord-friendly laws. If you ever have to evict someone, they will typically take around 30 to 45 days, and evictions are very fast and very seamless as well too. And then cash flowing rental opportunities. So here's what I will say. You can still find the 1% rule, and it can still be found and is still very realistic. So a 3-bedroom, 1-bath single family house can still be bought for $150K today, and you can still earn $1,500 a month in rent. It is still possible. I am still closing deals like that all day, every day. I don't know if you guys have checked out my social media, but I strongly recommend taking a look at that, and you will see a lot of examples of that. Next up, you have exceptional growth and appreciation. So Columbus is one of the fastest growing real estate markets in the entire US. And anytime you look up top real estate markets, Columbus, Ohio pretty much appears on the top 5 list every time. And appreciation typically will get anywhere from 8 to 12% year to year. Columbus is appreciating and growing so fast. So what I tell a lot of my clients is any real estate that you buy here, you want to hold for the rest of your life. And then next up, very lastly, you have a lot of various investment options that you can focus on, and there's essentially something for everyone. So if you're looking to buy and hold, if you're looking to burr, if you're looking to flip, if you're looking to do some STRs or MTRs, whatever you're looking to do, there is a market for that here in Columbus, Ohio. So again, I have investors that do all of these. And again, we can definitely still find many, many opportunities. There's so much potential here. All right, with that being said, we're going to do a really quick example deal. So here's a deal that I recently closed, and I'm just going to do a very quick analysis on this deal. So this house, purchase price, $199,500. It's a 3-bedroom, 1.5-bath, single-family house. I'm going to change that right here. Renovation budget, it's $12,000. Needs a little bit of work in the basement. Has some value add opportunity because, again, the basement can be finished. And if the basement's finished, then it will become a 4-bedroom, 1.5-bath, single-family house. Once it is, the bathroom is, or basement is renovated and it's turned into another bedroom, then the ARV is going to jump to $270K. Market rents for a 1.5 is going to be $2,100 a month. So with that being said, with the underwriting process, we typically use 855, 8% for PM fees, 5% for CapEx and maintenance, and then 5% for vacancy. Going to use a professional PM company, which I always recommend doing. We're going to do a value add opportunity here, which we're going to finish the basement in this case, make that another bedroom. So it's a 1.5-bath single family house. And with this deal, it's going to hit the 1% rule. There's going to be tons of equity. Again, roughly $60,000 to $50,000 worth of equity, I would say. And it's in a very desirable neighborhood as well, too. So with that being said, I'm going to really quickly show you. All right, so here's the deal right here. So it's 3041 Baylor Avenue. And as you can see, it's 1.5. It's 912 square feet, but that does not include the basement, okay? As you can see right here, I was the agent as well, too. So here's some pictures. I will say that it is very turnkey, this house. It's very turnkey. It's in great shape. Obviously, you could use a tiny bit of updating, but overall, it looks really near turnkey. It looks great. The first floor, everything first floor and above looks amazing. But then when you get into the basement, that is where my buyer client is going to finish it and make this into a bedroom. As you can see, it's partially finished right now. Just needs some cosmetics, some flooring, some paint, some drywall, maybe some new windows, I believe. Some windows. But overall, very, very close to being finished. And once he finishes that up, it's going to be a 1.5. And here's the rents for a 1.5. As you can see right there, you're getting around $2,000, $2,100. I just said $2,100 just to be a little bit conservative. But again, you're looking at $2,100 a month in market rent. So you're going to be hitting the 1% rule. Okay. And on top of that too, here's what you can see for the neighborhood. So as you can see for the neighborhood, what I always recommend taking a look at is look at the street, look at the curb appeal, look at the other neighbor's house, look at the location. Does it feel safe? Does it feel residential? Does it feel quiet? And does it look like there's families living here? So again, something I always look for, but again, I'm a huge fan of this location. So with that being said, that was a really quick analysis of a deal that I recently closed here. But again, just wanted to highlight over from this presentation, again, why Columbus is such a great real estate market right now as we speak, what type of opportunities, and I just wanted to highlight a deal. So if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to hit me up. I would love to answer any questions that you guys have. Feel free to reach out to me directly. My phone number is 614-300-7535, or you can email me at jimmy@swissrealtyltd.com. With that being said, thank you so much, guys, for watching the video. I really appreciate it, and let me know if you have any other questions. Thank you. Bye.